Alright fellas, we're back in Pokemon Masters, and so tomorrow we're going to get the release of the support PokeFair Select Scout with Kabu, Rika, and Chase, as well as the older PokeFairs. This is going to be pretty clear cut. I'm actually recording this after the Datamine this time, or the update, whatever, instead of before. So this one is actually, we know that Elio and Arven are not in these banners, which makes sense. Which does lower the pool of characters, obviously, to 20 over, I forget what Striker and Tech had, honestly. And also we do have 4 stars, which are not worth considering. So we've got, what, 17 selectable 5-star PokeFair characters? Not bad at all, honestly, in terms of selection. And honestly, it's obviously the selection that's probably the hardest to choose out of, because pretty much any support character has its own niche that makes it good, for the most part. Like, Rika's an amazing ground zone support with amazing defensive utility with her Team Trash tank. I think she's got initial synchro healing as her own custom lucky skill, which sadly is not able to be picked up anymore until her event reruns, but still she does have it. Great healing again, as stated. The ability to buff all stats between attack, special defense, and speed depending on her level of investment. Physical and special moves next. Again, ground zone as stated. Very, very good buff, of course, for Arc Suit Cynthia if you don't have Dust Kicker or anything like that, or any other ground zone setter, which Courtney's free, but Rika's just works infinitely better as a support. For example, right? Rika's very versatile in that regard. Chase is an amazing support. He's got Kanto Analysis, special moves up next, special buffs. He's an amazing buff to the stupidly powerful Kanto teams, Champion Red and all, then Ash and Thunderbolt Red, all these stupid, for electric types, even the special attacking Kanto units. Obviously, Arc Suit Lance benefits a ton because of the special circle, right? So Chase is just cracked in that regard, and not only that, he's got the ability to buff special moves next, lower a lot of sync countdown. He's got the Sprint EX roll on top of that sync countdown. He's got evasion and speed buffs, defensive buffs, good consistent healing when being attacked by a move. He's got healing when attacking paralyzed enemies, I believe. Oh, no, he's just got Team Fist Bump. Still. And he's got Team Sync Regen, so he's got a lot of good gradual healing. Amazing unit for the Gauntlet, clearly. Staggering 4 for flinches. Amazing Gauntlet unit, and then even outside of that, again, the amazing Kanto enhancement with the circle and the special moves next and all of that. And the Sync acceleration again, too. Crazy character. Kabu, what I wouldn't say is a crazy character, but he does have his own perks. He's able to do a lot of good healing for allies when hitting enemies that are trapped. He's able to raise ally defenses. He raises his own fiery buff. He does try to do damage, and I mean, he can, though it's not really uber impressive. It's something, I guess. He's able to buff crit, raise ally offenses quite effectively at that with the max move and the status move here. Flag Bearer for faster offensive, or, well, better, I guess, attack buffing, you could say. Scorch for increasing burn damage. Poketrap for increasing trap damage. A few other things. I don't think Kabu's one of those super valuable picks, but I mean, you definitely can make him work. Saw some clears earlier in ultimate battles with Kabu and Variety Thornton, and it was not Thornton, Kiawe, and it was honestly really funny. So you can make him work. Grusha, pretty much one of the best counters to the Noland Ultimate Battle if you get to beat that. Obviously, still need other partners, but he really does it very well with the Avalanche here, applying, damage nullification, debuffing enemy offenses as well, applying Ice Zone, the only other character besides Eriott to do that. I guess, damage challenge Gladion too, right? Raises allies' defenses, buffs ally crit with Dire Hit All Plus, Ice Fang, combine that with Super Interference 2, and he's got freeze and flinch chances together. Impervious for stat debuff immunity, reducing damage taken by allies when in Ice Zone, and quickly charge engage in Ice Zone. Team Mighty Sync for physical moves next buff. Super Interference 2 again for an even better chance of freezing and flinching. So he's got good disruption ability right there. Turn denial, whatever. He's also got HP recovery for the team when attacking an Ice Zone, Revenge Boost 9 for Gauge, Defense Crush for debuffs, a few other things as well, like Recuperation here for his own healing. Probably quite a good Gauntlet unit, and also even outside of that, again, good for the Noland Ultimate Battle and good for powering up Ice characters. Not shabby, for sure. Iono, my personal pick, not really because she's an amazing character, which she is. She's great, but I'm also going for her because of the Lodge. She's a damage-dealing support, ironically enough, with a great offensive stat and a nuking buddy move effectively, which is able to lower enemy special defense, makes the enemy has a 50% chance to make the enemy flinch, and leaves the enemy paralyzed. 240 power for Gauge, and she can stack up special moves next buffs to use it because she's got Eerie Impulse, which is not a damaging move, right? Potions for healing, the ability to buff ally crit by 3, special moves next by 2, and endurance, as well as buff ally special attack on using that same trainer move. So she's got very, very good special enhancement, free moves next, as well as increasing special moves next whenever she's hit by an attack move. So great gauge efficiency and infinite special moves next buffing, and a vigilance so you can run a different lucky skill. Team Smart Start for more special moves next. Trash Tank for healing for herself. Brain Power for her own damage. Her Sync Nuke again. She can do damage, ironically. She's got Sync Move special boost here after using the Sync move. Buffing special attack to max on using her trainer move. Stupefying Strike for special defense debuffs, though I don't think that's really necessary, but I mean it does exist. Eerie Impulse charging Infliction as well for gauge efficiency purposes, and then obviously potion stuff. So potions, great special buffing, some actual, damage, funny enough, from a support. Not like Arc Suit Steven levels, but still does exist. Chase competes. They don't compete. Let me reorganize. Let me say that better. Chase is better for like sync acceleration on top of ramping sync acceleration on top of direct buff via his circle. But Iono is probably better in terms of like team sustainability with her potions and whatnot on top of a little bit of damage and the still having great special moves next buffing. Elaine, a god of sustain. She's got the trainer move, which restores ally HP by 10% and buffs random physical or special moves next, as well as buffing ally crit by 3, which is infinitely refreshable by using her quick attack move via some passives. You alternate between using her trainer move and quick attack, trainer move, quick attack, repeat over and over pretty much, and you can restore those infinitely. She does a random effect between flinching, confusion, or trap when attacking an enemy, so her swifts and quick attacks can, 30% chance to flinch, 30% chance to trap and confuse, again as stated. She does have another note of that at 5 out of 5. 4 out of 5 actually. I thought it was at 5 out of 5. Anyway, 4 out of 5. Right, cool. Being able to leave the enemy flinch, confusion, or trap, so double chance of flinching is probably the best one to try and go for, but of course trap and confusion can be helpful too. She's got Protect for Damage Guard as well as Healing, because she gets 40% healing on top of using that. She's got Trainer Move Slippery, buffing her Evasion. She's got Trainer Move Team Offensive buffs. Overwhelm 9 and Satisfied Snicker. Again, her sustainability is nuts with the debuffing and defensive buffs on top of the 10% healing every time she uses her Trainer Move. She's also got Sync move, Team Recovery with 20% healing after using the Sync move, Barricade Buddies for more defensive buffs, as well as like Trainer Move Hit and Heal for gradual healing, again, on top of that 10% healing she's already got, and then Trainer Move Recovery 9, restoring her HP again when her trainer uses a move, Safety Net for endurance. Amazing healing for herself, very solid healing too for the team, as well as, again, physical and special moves, next buffs, crit buffs, debuffs, the flinch, confusion, and trap. Very, very solid overall general sustained support. Not bad. Penny, an amazing fairy buffing support character, able to apply fairy rebuff at 1 out of 5 by using an attack move, and also at 5 out of 5 by using her sync move. Will be AoE because she does have the Striker EX roll. She's got her buddy move Draining Kiss, which steals enemy stats and restores her HP by 40%, and it's very easy to activate. Her trainer move, which buffs ally crit by 2, special attack by 4, and applies gauge acceleration and applies gradual healing to all allies, so not bad. And special defense, all buffs for special defense. On top of that, she's able to debuff special defense with Mind Games 9 and apply special moves next buffs when Penny herself uses a move, so the trainer move or special defense all. You'll be getting more special moves next, and again, you'll be getting debuffs with Disarming Voice and Draining Kiss, so you'll be able to enhance special allies that way. A lot of good special buffing supports in this banner. Like Chase, Iono, Penny, all crazy for the role. Elaine as well, right? Really nice. And again, in the grid, she's got a few other things, like she's got defense buffs when using X Shield at all, Satisfied Snicker for special attack debuffs, Sync Burst for more uses of her buddy move and trainer moves as well, trainer move Brain Gain for more special moves next on using it, Propulsion 9 as well for sync acceleration, and a few other things like Team Fist Bump and critical hit defense when using the trainer move as well. And a Fortuitous 9. That's not a bad thing either. Those debuffs can be very clutch. So Penny, overall, very, very large amount of stuff that she can do. Very, very good fairy enhancement specifically, right? A lot of special fairy attackers, and she applies the 2 sets of rebuff at 5 out of 5, right? Very, very strong for fairy enhancement. We also have Argenta here, a very good physical enhancer that has effectively been completely replaced by Arc Suit Steven, and that is all honestly really, really sad to think about. But she can't keep up. She buffs crit, which Steven does. She buffs defense, which Steven does. She buffs speed, which Steven does not, so she does have that tiny niche over him. She buffs attack, which Steven does as well, but she also does buff physical. I should probably just stop comparing her to Steven, right? But you can read the kits, so you can figure out what they both do. She's able to buff attack, crit, defense, and speed all very effectively, apply endurance to all allies, as well as apply infinite physical moves next buffs upon using Swords Dance. Every time she uses Swords Dance, she will be applying physical moves next buffs to the whole team, as well as accuracy buffs as well, so the team will be able to be more accurate with their moves. That's the point, right? And stat share 9, of course, that's how the Swords Dance is becoming effectively all allies targeted. That's very nice. So not a bad base kit. On top of all of that, she has Overwhelm 9 for attack debuffs, try to move Brain Gain for more physical moves next on the allies, and to keep up that momentum. Charging Infliction on Swords Dance for some gauge. Swords Dance trying to move, Team Inflict and Heal, giving ally healing when using Swords Dance, though the move does have to be successful, so keep that in mind. Swords Dance will fail if, the attack is maxed, so if this is not successful, you'll be not getting that healing. Keep that in mind. First day 4 for healing for herself, because she really does lack healing in general at 1 out of 5, so the first day 4 is nice. Same move HP recovery 2, recuperation 2, restoring her HP by 40% after using her sync move. Again, helps with that sustainability. Defense Crush for defensive debuffs. It does help out quite a bit, because she does have the physical enhancement, so now she's got the defense debuffs for, to make that role even better for herself. Swords Dance Infliction freebie for better gauge efficiency on using Swords Dance, and the team's Sync Physical Boost 9, applying physical moves next when using her max move, which can also buff ally defense or apply damage guard. So that's not too shabby. Not a bad kit at all. Sadly replaced completely by Arc Suit Steven, but hey, I like Skarmory, so I'll still be using Argenta. Team is going to be in the Scout, probably. I'm going to guess she's going to be in the Scout, but it doesn't really matter. You should never select a 4-star over these limited 5-stars. Acerola, extremely good enhancer of the physical type, as physical category, I guess, as well as being great for grass and fire teams specifically, mostly physical fire teams, because she's able to give physical moves next to the whole team anytime an ally sets a weather terrain or zone effect, which is why if you've watched any of my content, you'll see that I used her very recently with Sygna Suit Nimona and Gita, because that team ramps up physical moves next extremely quickly due to all of their passives and ability to set, Poison Zone, Grassy Terrain, Sun, all that stuff. Very, 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 very good at those rolls, right? She's able to set Grassy Terrain on entry, as well as set Grassy Terrain on sync infinitely if you do have her at 3 out of 5, and all of those will be giving the team physical moves next every single time. She's got team physical damage reduction while in Grassy Terrain as well, so effectively kind of like a Master passive or an PokeFair passive in terms of the kind of support that she's able to be giving to the team for defensive profiling, I guess. She's got Bullet Seed for mostly spammable option, but she does have Tripping Strike in the grid, and Punishing Strike, and Recharging Strike. So if you do need some debuffs as well as some gauge back, Bullet Seed does have legitimate usage in that front. Sunny Day for, again, sunsetting, helps out characters like Datamine, who Datamine can extend sun by himself anyway, so it's not that big of a deal, but the ability to still be able to do it is awesome. And again, any physical attacking fire character or grass character, because a lot of them benefit off of sun, will be making good usage of this as well. And then her buddy move, Unbreakable Swords Dance, charging gauge, buffing ally attack, and increasing physical moves next of all allies by 1. So again, more physical moves on enhancement on top of everything else. And her training move, which is able to buff ally crit by 3 in a single turn, buff all ally defense by 2, and also raise ally speed when in sun. So she's got a lot of different stat buffs. She's got a few other things like trying to move Pep Rally, first stage 4 for healing, Team Grassy Restoration for even better healing, and it's also team healing, right? Bullet Seed, no quarter, so these other aforementioned effects are even better here. And Sunny Day Team Brawn Gain 9 for more physical moves next upon setting sun. Again, that will be pretty much activating double the physical moves next because you have the innate passive, right? So amazing physical enhancer, as well as for grass and sun teams specifically. Acerola is pretty much your go-to. Not shabby at all. Sygna Suit Mina, what I like to call the ultimate battle killer, because she's been pretty much shutting, at least in the early days, she pretty much shut down most ultimate battle gimmicks. It was so funny. She's able to shut down, what's-her-face, Anabel because of the rain, and also being a very solid defensive character. She's able to kind of shut down Palmer's whole crit gimmick with her critical hit defense effects. Who else was there? Thornton wasn't really... I mean, she did fine against Thornton, I guess. The Rock, she set Rain in the Fairy Zone as well, so deactivated a lot of Thornton's gimmicks too. It was funny, honestly. It was funny to see how high she shot up in value just because of the existence of Ultimate Battles, though that really does probably want some decent investment on her end and as well as on her partners. She kind of functions similar to Acerola, but for water and fairy types. She's able to set Rain as well as Fairy Zone. She buffs ally defenses when an ally activates a Weather Train Zone effect. Not nearly as strong as the physical move next to Acerola gives, but still not bad for sure. Reduces damage taken by special attack damage taken when in Fairy Zone. Again, sets Fairy Zone on entry and on sync move, similar to Acerola. Draining Kiss for really consistent good healing. Rain Dance for rain, water buffing. And then her pretty damn strong buddy move, Sea Deity Protect, which applies damage guard to all allies, restores HP of all allies by 20%, and restores HP by 30% instead when in Fairy Zone, and returns all ally lowered stats to normal when in rain as well. So, removes debuffs, good healing, very, very solid buddy move for sure. Praise of Painting, applying critical hit defense to the ally field of play, raising ally special attack by 4, applying gradual healing to all allies, and also raises ally special attack by 4 again while in rain. So maxing special attack, applying gradual healing and crit defense, and very, very solid defensive profile for sure, and also enhancement via the Fairy Zone and the rain. And that's just her, pretty much at base, right? Again, Fairy Zone at 3 out of 5 here on the sync move is still very valuable too. Sync Wall for the critical hit defense on using her sync move, so just more crit defense without having vigilance. This is kind of why she shuts down Palmer so well. That combined with damage guard makes the team live the max move. Very funny. Sync move recovery, restoring ally HP by 20% when using her sync move for better healing. Draining Kiss Master Healer for better healing for herself. Same thing with Refreshing Rain. Team Sharp Entry for crit buffs if you need it. Rain Dance Catalytic Kick for gauge acceleration because she does kind of lack gauge management, so this does help with that. And, a few other things as well. So, very solid defensive character that can also apply good offensive enhancement. And overall, that sustainability is really good for a lot of ultimate battles, honestly. Anabel also shot up a decent bit in value because of Noland. I wouldn't say in general, but just because of Noland, she has a very solid niche there, mostly due to her Protect and other damage mitigation abilities. She's got Aggravation 1 in the grip for Headbutt for flinches. Honestly, I need to review Anabel's kit. It's been a good minute. She's able to buff her stats whenever there is a... sorry, let me think. What's it called? An ally field effect in play, which she's got Reflect for here, as well as special damage reduction, status condition defense, and critical hit defense. So she's able to apply all of those on top of, again, physical damage reduction with Reflect, which is able to buff all of her stats by 20%. Very strong. Again, because she's a support, her defenses are already going to be pretty decent. So having these boosted by a further 20% is pretty strong. Pretty strong. She's able to buff ally special defense. She's able to restore her HP by 50% after using her max move, which is G-Max Replenish, which gives her another usage of this trainer move. Very effective. Also has Protect for damage guard purposes, Reflect, and again, Headbutt for good flinches. On top of that, in the grid, she's got things like Healthy Healing, Aggravation, Physical Boost on the Sync move, defense buffs on using her max move, Gauge Acceleration, defense buffs on using Reflect, Gauge Acceleration when setting, or when there's an ally field effect in play. Ally HP restoration by 20% on using the sync move, Trainer Critical Squad for crit buffs as well, and also endurance for herself as well. So a few other different things she's doing. Tries to be very, very strong with defensive shield abilities like special damage reduction, physical damage reduction, crit defense, status condition defense, all that stuff, and being a good wall in that regard. Again, also having the damage guard there too does provide her with some pretty legitimate niches, and she also can use max guard on allies as well. So she's got pretty much 3 uses, if I'm not crazy. Let's see. Replenish, yeah. She's got pretty much 3 uses of damage guard. Well, 2 uses of damage guard, which is honestly nuts. Not too bad, honestly. Love that. Sygna Suit Brendan, mostly I would say Brendan is outdated by like Iono. I think he's just pretty much worse than her in most regards. He did get the Sprint EX roll, so he does have Sync Acceleration, but like other than that, he's got potions. He's got the ability to apply free moves next when using his trainer move, as well as buff ally crit by 1 and special attack and special defense by 4. Not bad. Not too shabby. Luster Purge, which is able to debuff enemy stats by -2, special defense by 2. Not too bad because of unexpected benefit here. Free Venge for more free moves next for himself. Team Smart Start for special moves next on entry. He's got guaranteed Free Venge on Mega Evolution, as well as better special defense stats. Dragon Breath for paralysis, and then a few other things like Satisfied Snicker for special attack debuffs. Sync Free for All for gauge efficiency. Churn with Critical Squad and Team Sharp entry to be able to max ally crit. Potion NPR and Master Healer, of course. Here, special moves next on using the Sync move, Impervious for stat debuff immunity, Head Start 1 for Sync acceleration, and just a few other things like Adrenaline 1 and Team Tough Luck. Again, I do think Brendan's mostly been pretty much replaced in terms of like supportive ability by Iono, because she can do special defense debuffs, she can do special enhancement, she can do damage too, right? Only thing she can't really do that Brendan can, I think, is buff special defense. Can I know buff special defense? I need to actually look at that to confirm. Yeah, full bracing. She can buff her own physical and special defense, I guess. I mean, that's something. Yeah. Yeah, okay, so Iono can't buff special defense, so Brendan does have the edge in that regard, and he's also got Sync Acceleration with Sprint, but for the most part, sadly, I think Brendan's mostly been outclassed pretty much by Iono completely. Sygna Suit Morty, still a very good defensive support, especially for sun reliant characters. He's got Sunny Day on top of the Field EX scroll for Extended Sun. He buffs ally defenses and speed when using his trainer move, applying gauge acceleration as well, and can buff crit when using that move while in Sun. Potions for healing, Flame Charge for speed buffs, Team Sunbathe for restoring ally HP when using any move while in Sun, Sync Damage Guard for Damage Guard on Sync, that extra protection is nice. Group Afflictor's Advantage for buffing all 5 core stats by the first time he uses Sunny Day each battle. That's not bad. And then with the grid, of course, he gets Adrenaline 1, Dashing Team on Flame Charge for more consistent speed buffs. Team Give Me 5 for, again, those 5 core stats there getting buffed again by Morty. Critical Squad on the trainer move for faster crit buffs, or, of course, non-reliance on Sun to buff crit. Sunbathe for his own healing, Endurance for that little potential safety net there. Vigilance for crit protection while you don't have to run as lucky skill that you probably would anyway, honestly. Sunburst for setting the sun whenever he enters battle, so you don't have to worry a lot about using Sunny Day on entry. But of course, you could also just pick up Sunny Day NPR, which is pretty much right in the way. He does also have special defense buffs when using Sunny Day, as well as physical defense buffs here. Trainer move hit and heal. Team Hit and Heal on Sunny Day for gradual healing. That does work in conjunction with Team Sunbathe, so the gradual healing that Morty is providing to the team is very strong. And of course, again, he's got potions and Master Healer and stuff like that, so he's able to be even more effective at applying. Good Lord, look at the energy. Is even better at applying healing to the team and defensive enhancement, and again, all while doing sun buffing, which is awesome. We've got Sygna Suit Dawn here as well. Kind of a kamikaze type of support because she takes damage equal to 30% of her maximum HP upon using her trainer move, which can be used for some funny strategies because she does have things like Crisis Countdown on top of the Sprint EX roll. You can run Adrenaline 1 or Head Start 1 or something as a lucky skill as well for even more Sync acceleration. She gives ally special moves next when using a healing move when she's below half HP. She's able to increase her defenses by 30% while below half HP, so it's not like it's detrimental or anything. Sync Damage Guard for Damage Guard on Sync. And a few other things like Midpoint Mend, giving her 40% healing when dropping to half HP in battle. Impervious for stat debuff immunity. Team Defense and Special Defense and crit buffs when using her trainer move that, again, does damage her. Still not bad that it damages her, honestly, it's not that big of a deal. Moonlight for her healing, to bring her back up, and a few other things like Team Desperate Freebie for free moves next, Moonlight Master Healer, Catalyzing Recovery for gauge acceleration, and a few other things. Seen a ton of funny strategies utilizing Sync acceleration with her, and also her being able to pretty much KO herself to prevent enemies from taking actions, which has mostly just been for fun. Not really efficiency, but it is funny, and it honestly works in some level of play. Red and Snorlax, frankly, wouldn't go for them just because they've been free before. They've been in a ticket for free. You can again get them for free. Well, it depends on if they return those banners, right? Because we didn't actually get a free PokeFair this year, for guaranteed for the anniversary like we did during the 4.5. But hey, whatever. Anyway, Red's able to apply Super Effective Next and Sync Countdown on his trainer move, as well as crit buffs. He's got the same Gmax Replenish as Anabel. He was the originator of it. Mini Potion All for Team Healing, Rock Smash for defense debuffs, Body Slam for paralysis, Team Special Defense buffs when the trainer uses a move, as well as also Team Mind Alert buffing ally defense when his HP drops to half or below, so he can probably heal back up to above half, take extra damage, buff ally defenses. He's got defensive buffs, right? That's the point. Max regen for gradually healing there too. He does also have trainer move NPR at 1 out of 5, so potentially infinite super effective next and sync countdown and whatnot, just for free. That's nice. He does also have a few other things like max shielding strikes for better defensive buffs, flag bearer for ally attack buffs, safety net for the endurance to all allies, max barricade buddies for the special defense buffs, status immunity, it's a lucky skill, whatever, danger damage guard for applying damage guard when dropping to half or below, Adrenaline 1 for even more sync acceleration, mini potions for more healing and more effective healing at that, and like trainer move Mighty Friend for physical moves next when using his buddy move on an ally, or trainer move on an ally. So not bad for buffing characters who want to do on-type damage, as well as some sync acceleration stuff. Ingo, a sand support, the first actual weather support, I believe, in the game. Pretty funny, honestly. Still, he's kind of risen up a little bit more because of the existence of Suit Cynthia, giving her ground zone back. If you don't have like Dust Kicker or whatever, it's not bad. Similar to Rika, she sets ground zone, Ingo sets sand. Depends on which one you want to go for. On top of all that, he's got accuracy debuffs here. He's got potions for healing. His trainer move, which buffs ally attack by 1 and crit by 2, and also applies free moves next to allies while in sand. He's got himself Sandy Pepper Ally for speed buffs in sand. Sedimentary buffing his defenses while in sand by 30%, which is obviously pretty impressive. I forgot he doesn't have an EX roll yet. Please, Field Ingo. Please, honestly, wait, Field Ingo would, honest to God, be amazing for Arc Suit Cynthia. I'm just not realizing that. That's crazy. Please, Field Ingo. Oh my God, fingers crossed. Anyway, he buffs allies attack and special attack by 2 when using a status move, which is Sandstorm, of course, the first time in battle. So he's got mixed offensive buffs, physical leaning, but still can do special as well. And then in the grid, he's got potion stuff with NPR and Master Healer, Guarded Entry for his own defensive buffs on entry, Soothing Sand, Gritty Guardian for more consistent, I guess, defensive buffs, though it's a 20% chance, so that consistency kind of goes out the window. Sandstorm NPR, Pocket Sand for accuracy debuffs, on top of the ones that Mudslap can already provide. Ripple Effect for AoE accuracy debuffs. And then a few other things like Fail Forward, Endurance, Sync Cure. Not too much worth noting. He's also got Sandslinger debuffing attack when attacking an enemy that is in sand, and then Vigilance and Revenge boost Sandstorm Team Hit and Heal for gradual healing. Gradual healing does mitigate the fact that allies take damage while in sand, so that is something to consider, is that the damage they take is mitigated by the fact that Ingo is able to apply gradual healing. That's something just to note. Anyway, not bad. Again, he's aged he's aged, obviously, being 3 years and like 2 months old or something like that. It's crazy. Yeah, he's that old. And he's still pretty viable, honestly, especially now with the existence of Arc Suit Cynthia. And then finally, the last support, Sygna Suit Blue, mostly just a general enhancement support. Blue doesn't provide anything I would say that is uber special, but he does do like everything, other than set like Weather Train Zone and rebuff and flinch. You get my point, right? Whatever. He's able to buff ally defenses with X Defense All. He's able to buff ally crit with his trainer move, as well as apply Gauge Acceleration. He can kind of do damage, though not really. They like to pretend he can with Hydro Cannon, I guess. He's got Force Field buffing ally special defense when the Pokemon uses a move, Team Shout for buffing ally attack and special attack, Safety Net for applying endurance to all allies. He's also got special defense buffs here and physical defense buffs on using his Mega Evolution. He also does not have an EX roll, funnily enough. And then in the grid, he's got things like X Defense All NPR, Trainer with Pep Rally for allies, for speed buffs for the team, Adrenaline 1 for sync countdown on using the sync move. Whew. Team Raincoat for protecting allies from crits while in rain. Could be good. potentially, the existence of him, Archie, and Sygna Suit, not Sygna Suit, regular May, back in the second anniversary was a really strong team, but clearly things have aged since then. Still can make use of it though. Hydro Cannon Propulsion, making it for the fact it's a 4-gauge move by the fact you've got a 30% chance of sync countdown, Refreshing Rain for a little bit better healing, First Aid 4 for far better healing, Impervious for stat debuff immunity, Party Crashers for applying critical hit defense on entry, and then like Wise Entry and Free Venge for free moves next, and special defense buffs and all of that as well. Again, Blue can buff pretty much all stats, defense, special defense, attack, special attack, crit, gauge acceleration, did I say speed? I forgot. And also he's got healing, but of course, all of that is better done by more specialized supports. It's not like you're going to probably ever really need a support that can do everything. And if you do need a support that can do everything, Rika still exists. She can buff speed, defense, special defense, attack, and special attack while also applying accuracy debuffs, far better team healing, and all of that good stuff. So, frankly, if you're ever considering going for Sygna Suit Blue, other than favoritism, pick Rika instead, probably. Just letting y'all know. And there it is, it's all 17 supports in the game. Who would I recommend going for? I probably should have said that first. Chase, Rika, Iono, Elaine, Penny. Probably wouldn't go for Argenta anymore. Sygna Suit Mina's got quite a bit of good value. Morty's got good value if you are one a good fire enhancer. Sygna Suit Acerola is still really good for grass characters in Sun. Point being, I mean, frankly, there's not many bad options. Personally, Ground Zone, Rika gained quite a bit of value from the existence of Arc Suit Cynthia. Ingo's far older, so he's going to likely rerun more. He's also still got his EX roll, so he's still more likely to rerun in the future for free. Not really worth picking up off of Select. Rika, meanwhile, can be, though she does also rerun later in the month for the Dragon Ground High Score event, so if you do want to get her for free, you can, if you do want to summon on that banner. Chase, otherwise, is an option. He's a very, very solid option. Again, that enhancement's great. Iono is also great. She's also in the Lodge if you do want her Trainer Lodge card, or sync pair, as well as all the rewards you get for that, I guess. Elaine, again, a very good general defensive support. Penny's a great fairy enhancer with also good special buffing properties for the whole team. So many good characters, man. A lot of supports are good. I would probably really just go between, like, Rika if you're not going to go for her for free, Chase, and maybe, like, Elaine. But all these characters I do think you should be also considering with, like, full investment, and all these characters with full investment are quite damn strong. Like, if you pick anything that's, like, released pretty much since Sygna Suit Morty, other than, like, Anabel, Sygna Suit Brendan, Argenta, and Kabu, I would say you're pretty much able to pick really whatever you want, because they've all got their own good abilities that make them, worth going for. So pretty much pick who you want and have fun with it. Just, don't really regret it. I think Rika or Chase are probably your two like really big picks here, honestly. But yeah, whatever. I'll see you later. Hope you all enjoyed. Good luck on your summons. I will be picking Iono myself for the Trainer Lodge, and also just because why not? It'd be good to have a support strike combination that is actually tanky. So yeah. Anyway, again, I'll see you all later. Hope you all enjoyed.